Before you buy a single seed for spring, draw your space. I promise this one step will change everything. You don't need a farm, you just need a system. We're going to make a map. Okay, so grab your, plain paper. Maybe you have graph paper. Maybe you know how to do this on a computer. Draw the outline of your yard, your balcony, a patio, a windowsill. Maybe you have a community garden plot. Maybe it's like grow bags. Here's a good example. So this is in the book The Self-Sufficiency Garden by Hugh Richards and Sam Cooper. And so it's very technical book, and I'm gonna do a review on it if I haven't already by the time you see this. See how they have it mapped out? Like polytunnel, raised beds, hot beds. The little circles are the grow bags. That is efficient, right? And you can write right in the bed what goes in there, or you can get a clipboard and a piece of paper. Now for me, I can't do a bird's eye view because I have like 3,000 square feet and it's spaced out all over north, south, east, west of the property. So I would designate one paper for one space. Like this whole section would be planned for my shaded annual or my full sun annual or the West Food Forest Island. I would have to do it that way. I wouldn't be able to fit it all on one page. But you're going to have to include things like where's the sun rising and setting? So where's your north, south, east, west, okay? Where are there walls or fences or buildings that can cast shade? Where's the water access? Where's your compost going to be? Where is your area where you're going to try making some liquid fertilizers? Is there some kind of wind coming through? So that might help you decide on what plants to put where to like catch the wind. Hard surfaces that warm up early. So, of course, I want to hear from you. What's the trickiest part of your space to map out? Maybe you're a pro at this and you do this every season and you have like a master printed one. Maybe you're new. I want to hear in the comments and in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Are you a mapper outer? What tools do you use to do it? I'm a pen and paper person. Uh, some people use technology and software and blueprinting. I want to hear from you, right? Every space has warm pockets. Concrete holds heat. Brick walls radiate warmth, the foundation of a home. You know, these are your early sowing zones. So that's where you can get a jump start on your garden. So maybe you already know the answer to this. What part of your space warms up first in the spring? Can you tell just by watching where the snow melts first? Right? South facing walls, dark hard surfaces, places that really don't get a lot of wind, anything that can reflect light. These spaces, we're going to throw in spinach, radish, peas, cilantro, cabbage, tatsoi, kale, green onions. If you eat those things, get them going in those spaces right away. Beat the frost, right? So once you've identified your warmest microclimate, you're totally claiming it, okay? You can see how early you can plant things there and them still be okay. Maybe you actually have a cold frame or a low tunnel. Maybe you have a well-draining raised bed. You know, if it's made of stone, it'll heat up and hold on to that heat longer. Maybe you have some kind of balcony with reflected heat. Even the apartment warriors. Warm windowsills, south-facing balconies, grow shelves, passive solar spots, borrowed heat from brick buildings. You know, a balcony on a south wall should be able to grow greens sooner than when you have your last frost date. A driveway edge warms up fast and it's great for some kind of container. Apartment windowsills, you could get some microgreens growing. So, where will you start your early sowing this year? Figure that out on your little map. We're going to actually start with what you eat, right? Write down your top 10 vegetables you buy most often. You should already have this list based on our 30-day observation of what am I buying at the store? What's on my plate the most? Circle the ones that are going to be for our spring first time planting. Make sure to add some kind of protein source if you can. So that's your beans, peas, chickpeas. Add a leafy green, add a root crop, add a fun plant, right? Quickly, a little list of cool weather crops: peas, spinach, arugula, radish, lettuce mixes, bok choy, carrots, parsnips, green onions, mustard, kale, turnips. So, what's the first crop you're excited to plant in the spring? Let's hear from you. We are also trying to think about building a full plate system, not a farm. Now, this is where people get it wrong. You don't need acres, you need a system that uses these tools. So, quick maturing crops, succession planting, and always be filling a space. That is what I'm talking about for our tools. Radish, 22 days. Arugula, 25 days. Asian greens, 25 to 35 days. Baby lettuce can be grown, germinated, and eaten in 30 days. Your succession planting: when you harvest a space, you immediately replant that space. This can double or triple your yield in a small area. An example: plant radish, harvest it; plant bush beans, harvest it; plant fall carrots. Spinach, cucumbers, fall lettuce. Peas, basil, fall kale. Always be filling a space, never leave bare soil, right? We hear that all the time. It dries out, it starves your microbes, you lose production. Fill in the gaps, okay? Herbs, green onions, bush beans, baby lettuce, maybe some flowers, right? So, what's one empty space in your garden that stayed empty way too long this year, and you're gonna make that change? Tell me, maybe it's this little corner. Maybe it's over by the rain barrel. Which space do we need to work on keeping filled? A garden doesn't need to be huge, okay? We're working with layers, we're working with fast growing things, constantly replenishing the garden, building on the crop rotation, anchored in succession planting. So, what are some really quick things? If you need more ideas, here we go. Anything that is for like a 25 to 45 day crop: radish, arugula, baby greens, green onions, tatsoi, pak choi, mizuna. We're going to be growing meals, okay? So we got to change those areas that are underused. We're changing them this year. We're going to plant them. So here is your homework. Are you ready? Map out your space in whatever form that makes sense for your brain. Identify your warmest spots. Maybe you just need to watch during the thaw which place thawed first. That's your warmest spot. And write down 10 spring planting crops based on what you actually eat. You should have that list in your mind of what you actually put on that plate. Remember, you don't need acres, right? You don't need a perfect setup. You just need a plan and the courage to start. When you map your space, you find your warm pockets and fill every inch with intention. Your garden becomes a system that works with you. So keep growing every day in every way, and I'll see you in the next lesson.